How deep can corruption penetrate international security operations? That's the question we're all asking after a key informant from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's Immigration and Customs Enforcement unveiled a shocking money laundering scheme that ran from 2012 to 2019. This scandal rocked the very pillars of cooperation between Mexico and the United States. This was no ordinary scheme. It involved U.S. agents and collaborators who cleverly diverted millions of dollars from Mexican and Colombian drug trafficking through Terminal 1 of the Benito Juárez International Airport in Mexico City. This terminal was more than just a transit point. It became a hub for asset laundering, allowing vast sums of illicit money to seep into various international jurisdictions. Our informant, a lawyer specializing in international collections, was no mere bystander. He was an integral part of the operation, a key player in this game of deception and corruption. But what was the real role of our informant in this intricate web of corruption and deceit? Our informant was not merely an intermediary, he was a mastermind. The man in question, whose identity we cannot reveal, was a linchpin in this elaborate operation. He was no ordinary player. He was a lawyer specializing in international collections, a maestro in the art of tax evasion, and a virtuoso in the dark music of money laundering. He was not alone in his endeavors. His partners in crime were Thomas Lepak and Kenny Popovits, two agents from the windy city of Chicago. Together, they built a clandestine currency exchange center within the bustling Terminal 1 of Benito Juárez International Airport. This was not just a hideaway. It was a nerve center for money laundering on an international scale. Our informant's story takes a grim turn when he was arrested and spent 2 years in U.S. federal prisons without facing charges. Following his prison stint, he spent 3 years under house arrest. After his release, he clandestinely returned to Mexico and now lives in hiding, constantly looking over his shoulder. The money laundering operation he helped create was no small feat. Funds flowed from the airport terminal to far-flung corners of the globe. They reached China, North Korea, and Taiwan, and also found their way into the heart of America, in cities like Las Vegas and Miami. This was not just about the money, it was about a complex network of international connections that made tracking nearly impossible. So he lived in the shadows, fearing retaliation for the explosive revelations he was about to make. The shockwaves of this scandal are still being felt. A meticulously planned money laundering operation, operating right under the nose of authorities, has undermined trust and cooperation between Mexico and the United States. This scandal has exposed the vulnerabilities and complicities within security operations and transnational corruption, tainting the fight against drug trafficking. As we grapple with the implications, one can't help but wonder how many more such schemes might be lurking in the shadows waiting to be unearthed.